Okay, so you know how you sent us that stuff about OR integration systems,
Yeah.
specifically the stuff from Curevision?
Right.
Well, we got to thinking, like, wouldn't it be awesome to, really dig into this whole technology thing in hospitals?
For sure.
And, there's a lot of, like, what do you call it? Misunderstandings.
Misconceptions.
Yeah, misconceptions, that's the word, about what this tech actually does and doesn't do.
Absolutely.
So we figured, why not unpack all of that, like right here, right now?
Great idea. Let's do it.
So based on what you shared, it's pretty obvious that this OR integration thing is a big deal.
Huge. It's a massive shift in how healthcare is like evolving digitally. It impacts everything from how precise surgeries can be to just making the whole OR run smoother and faster.
So much faster.
Exactly. And what we want to do today is pull out those nuggets of wisdom,
The gold, the good stuff.
Yeah, the stuff that really matters for you.
The need-to-know stuff.
Need to know, for sure.
And what I really appreciate about how Curevision lays it out is that they go right at those myths
Head on.
the things people get wrong about OR integration.
Yep. All those common misconceptions.
And so we're going to use that as our roadmap today.
That's
We'll tackle each myth and see what the facts really are, as they say.
so good.
All right. So myth number one, and this is one I hear a lot, is that OR integration is just about, sticking some fancy digital screens up everywhere.
Ah, yes. It's just about screens. Myth. But it's so much deeper than that.
It is.
What Curevision really gets at is that it's about this seamless flow of data.
Okay. Data flow.
Think of it like a network.
Like the internet.
Kind of, yeah. But specifically for the OR, where everything is connected.
Connected out.
Like your MRI scans, your CT scans, those are imaging systems, right?
Right.
Patient records, even the controls for all those different medical devices they use in surgery.
All in one place.
All in one place. Accessible in real time, right there from one interface.
Wow.
It's not just about seeing things digitally instead of on film.
Yeah, it's deeper than that.
It's about surgeons being able to call up any scan they need instantly.
Right there.
Even manipulate them, do 3D reconstructions, all during the surgery.
That's wild.
It's about anesthesiologists seeing the patient's vitals overlaid on top of critical info.
All in one place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It creates this, a much clearer, more complete picture.
As things are happening.
In real time. And
Yeah.
that's what Curevision is stressing.
This is the game changer.
It is. The enhanced communication, the reduced inefficiencies that cause delays and errors.
The improved decision-making. That's what it's all about.
Precisely. And think about it. You're in a busy RR, right? Every second counts.
Absolutely.
This kind of access eliminates so much wasted time.
No more running around for files.
No more waiting for someone to call back with that one crucial detail.
No more leaving the room in the middle of a procedure.
Exactly. It saves time, but it also, and this is critical, it directly impacts the quality of care.
By reducing those
Right.
errors.
So by reducing those errors, makes everything so much safer.
That's incredible. Okay, myth number 2. Is all this digitalization really necessary?
Right. Some might think it's just a fad,
A shiny new toy.
Flashy, but not really essential. But Curevision is very clear on this.
They don't mince words, do they?
Not at all. Or digitalization is not a fad. It's becoming the standard.
It's here to stay.
It's here to stay. And there's some big reasons why.
Right?
Surgeries are getting more complex.
More specialized.
More specialized, more information to manage. You need systems to handle that.
Makes sense.
And then you have patient volume. It's going up in so many places.
More patients needing care.
More patients, less time. Efficiency becomes critical.
Yeah.
And then there are the regulations.
Yes, the regulations.
Data management, patient privacy, safety. It's all getting stricter.
Gotta protect that data.
Absolutely. And digital systems are just better equipped to handle all of that.
So it's driven by necessity.
It really is. Not just some, tech-obsessed push for the latest gadget.
It's a response to real-world needs.
Absolutely. It's about handling those pressures, those demands, those regulations, and doing it in a way that actually helps deliver better care.
And better outcomes for patients.
For more patients, more efficiently, and more safely.
That's a powerful combination.
It is. Think about it. All those tasks that used to be manual, documenting equipment, tracking supplies.
Tons of paperwork.
Digital systems can automate so much of that.
Wow.
Frees up the surgical team to actually, focus on the patient.
That's huge.
And it gives you all this data, insights into how things are running.
Data is king, they say.
It is becoming increasingly important, especially in healthcare. allows you to optimize resources, see where you can be more effective.
Make the whole system better.
Exactly.
Okay, this next myth is one I think a lot of people might relate to. It's the idea that, OR integration is great, but it's really only for those big, fancy hospitals.
Yeah, the only for big hospitals myth.
The ones with the huge budgets and the cutting edge, everything.
Right. And I get why people think that. It seems like a big ticket item,
Very high tech, very expensive.
Exactly. But Curevision pushes back on this pretty hard.
They say,
look, the core benefits, the improved efficiency, the real-time data leading to better outcomes.
The good stuff.
The good stuff, that's universal. It applies to any surgical environment, big or small.
Really?
Whether it's a massive urban medical center or a smaller specialized clinic, the need is the same.
To work smarter and have the right information.
Precisely. Streamlined workflows, readily available data, that's crucial for everyone.
And I think a lot of people might assume that smaller places just can't handle it.
That the tech is too much, too expensive, too disruptive.
Too overwhelming.
Curevision's response to that is scalable solutions.
Scalable solution.
You can tailor the integration to your specific needs and your budget.
So it's not one size fits all.
Not at all. You don't need the biggest, most complex system if you're a smaller facility.
You can start smaller, more focused.
Exactly. Maybe focus on integrating imaging and patient records first.
Get the key things connected.
And that can still make a huge difference in their workflows. And, most importantly, patient care.
It's about making it work for you.
Making it work for your specific environment and your resources.
Okay, let's talk money. Myth number 4 is that OR integration is, let's be honest, just too expensive.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's a big hurdle for a lot of places, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Especially with all the other financial pressures hospitals facing.
So many demands on their budgets.
Exactly. But Curevision, they address this head on. They say, look, there's an upfront investment, no doubt.
You got to put some money down.
You do. But you have to look at the long game.
The long-term cost reductions.
Exactly. When you streamline processes, you minimize downtime between surgeries, you reduce errors and complications.
That adds up.
It all adds up to big savings over time. So it's not just an expense, it's an investment.
An investment with a potential return.
A significant return. And not just financially, though that's important.
But also in terms of patient outcomes.
Absolutely. Improved outcomes, more efficient operations, that's where the real value is.
You can't always put a dollar amount on that.
You can't. But it's at the heart of what healthcare is all about.
So it's about shifting your perspective.
Not just looking at the immediate costs, but the long-term gains.
The big picture.
The big picture. Improved patient safety, fewer complications, shorter hospital stays.
That all leads to a more sustainable system.
More sustainable, more effective, more focused on what truly matters.
All right, another big concern for hospitals, this is myth number 5, is that this technology is just too complicated.
Oh, yeah, the complexity myth. It can seem intimidating for sure.
Like, how are we supposed to learn all this? How are we supposed to use it every day?
Exactly. It can feel overwhelming. But Curevision, they emphasize something really important.
What's that?
The focus on user-centric design.
Meaning
they're designing these systems to be intuitive.
easy to use.
Easy to use, even for people who aren't, tech wizards.
Like most of us in healthcare.
Right. And they're making them highly customizable.
Customizable how?
So hospitals can implement them gradually.
Step by step.
Step by step. They don't have to do a complete overhaul all at once.
That makes it more manageable?
So much more manageable. Less disruptive to their workflows.
Less overwhelming for the staff.
Exactly. Curevision even highlights that, they have user-friendly interfaces, customizable configuration.
It's about easing that transition.
And making it as smooth as possible. And then, of course, training is crucial.
You can't just throw the tech at people and say, good luck.
Right. A well-planned transition, comprehensive training, that's essential.
To get everyone on board.
Everyone comfortable, everyone proficient. Because at the end of the day, the technology is only as good as the people using it.
It's a tool, not a replacement.
Exactly. It has to empower the healthcare professionals, not hinder them.
Okay, myth number 6 is one that I think anyone who's ever worked in an OR can relate to.
What's that?
That all this technology might actually slow things down.
Ah, yes. The technology slows us down. Myth.
Because in surgery, time is of the essence.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every second counts. So it's natural to be wary of anything that might add delays.
But what does Curevision say about this?
Well, they argue that properly designed and integrated technology actually does the opposite.
It speeds things up.
It streamlines workflows. automates tasks, reduces information retrieval time, allows for quicker decision-making.
Sounds efficient.
Very efficient. But, and this is crucial, the key is that it has to be well-designed.
Not just any old system thrown in there.
Exactly. It has to be tailored to the OR's needs, integrated thoughtfully so it optimizes, not complicates.
It has to work with the team, not against them.
Precisely. Otherwise, you could end up with bottlenecks, frustrations, and, delays.
The opposite of what you want.
Exactly. The goal is to enhance existing routines, not hinder them.
Make the team's work easier, not harder.
Exactly. Think about it. A surgeon needs to see a scan.
Right.
Instead of someone running to get it, waiting for it, they can pull it up instantly.
Boom, right there.
Boom. High resolution, on their main display, no need to look away.
Small efficiencies can make a big difference.
A huge difference.
Yeah.
Especially when you add them up over multiple surgeries, multiple days.
It's about those incremental gains.
Those incremental gains that lead to a smoother, faster, more effective OR.
Okay, myth number 7 is an interesting one. It's the idea that all this technology is really just for the surgeons.
Ah, right. The only benefit surgeons myth.
Like it's some fancy toy for them while everyone else just has to adapt.
Yeah, I've heard that one too. But Curevision, they have a much broader perspective.
They say
this technology is for the whole surgical team.
everyone benefits.
Everyone. The nurses managing instruments, the anesthesiologists monitoring vitals, the surgical techs prepping everything.
Even the IT folks keeping it all running.
Exactly. Better communication, reduced errors, optimized coordination, that helps everyone.
And ultimately, it leads to better patient outcomes.
That's the goal, right? Safer surgeries, better care for everyone involved.
It's a team effort.
It really is. And technology that makes that team work more effectively, that's a win for everyone.
I like that. A win for everyone. Okay, now this next myth is a big one, especially these days.
What's that?
Myth number 8, that OR data security is, a secondary concern.
Oh, yeah. That's a dangerous misconception.
Because we're dealing with incredibly sensitive information here.
Medical histories, real-time physiological data, detailed surgical records.
Stuff you don't want getting out there.
Absolutely not. And Curevision, they're very clear on this.
They say.
Cybersecurity and compliance, they're top priorities.
Non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. Robust encryption, controlled access, strict adherence to all those regulations. All of it. You have to protect this data, maintain patient trust, protect the hospital.
It's about building a secure foundation.
Absolutely. You can't have all these benefits and then leave the data vulnerable.
It defeats the whole purpose.
It does. And frankly, it's unethical. Patients deserve to know their information is safe.
They're entrusting you with their lives, essentially.
And with their most sensitive data, that responsibility can't be taken lightly.
Okay, myth number 9 is a bit of a refinement of some earlier points. It suggests that OR technology is all about efficiency.
Just about making things run faster, smoother.
Which is important, but is it the whole story?
Curevision says no, it's not the whole story. It's also about patient safety.
That's the ultimate goal.
It is. And technology can play a big role in that.
By reducing errors.
By reducing those manual errors.
Yep.
By ensuring accurate imaging. By making sure everyone is on the same page.
Especially in those critical moments.
When decisions have to be made quickly, under pressure. That's where this technology can really shine.
It's about augmenting the team's skills.
Exactly. Giving them the tools and information they need to make the best possible choices.
For the patient's benefit.
Always for the patient's benefit. Efficiency is important, but it's a means to an end.
The end being better, safer care.
Precisely.
Now, myth number 10 is one that I think might hold some hospitals back from adopting this technology.
What's that?
The idea that you have to replace all your existing equipment.
The rip and replace myth.
Because that sounds expensive.
Incredibly expensive. And disruptive.
Like a complete overhaul.
But Curevision, they say, no, it's not like that.
You don't have to start from scratch.
Not at all. Modern OR integration solutions, they're designed for interoperability.
Meaning?
They're built to work with what you already have.
Your existing devices, your current systems.
Exactly. It's about connecting things, making the data accessible, not replacing everything.
That's a huge relief, I think, for a lot of places.
It is. It makes adoption so much more feasible, both financially and logistically.
You're building on what you have, not throwing it all away.
Precisely. It's about adding intelligent layers, improving functionality without that massive disruption.
Smart upgrades, not a complete reset.
Exactly.
And finally, myth number 11, the last one, is that OR integration only benefits the the surgical phase.
Like once the patient is in the OR, that's when the technology matters.
But what about before and after?
Curevision takes a much broader view. They say, no, this impacts the entire patient journey.
From start to finish.
From pre-op planning to post-op recovery, it's all connected.
How so?
Well, in pre-op, integrated data can help inform surgical strategy, assess risks.
Make sure everyone is prepared.
Exactly. And then post-op, real-time access to data helps monitor progress, manage recovery.
So it's about creating a continuous flow of information.
A connected system that supports better decision-making at every stage.
That's powerful.
It is. It's about moving away from these siloed phases of care and towards a more holistic approach.
Where everyone is on the same page, working together for the patient's benefit.
That's the vision for sure.
Okay, so we've tackled all these myths, but Curevision also talks about their specific approach.
Yeah, they lay out their philosophy a bit.
What are they focusing on?
Well, they position themselves as a provider of intelligent, interoperable, and user-friendly solutions.
Those are some big words.
They are, but they're important. Intelligent meaning they're using data in smart ways.
To enhance decision-making, I imagine.
Exactly. Interoperable, meaning their systems can talk to all the different devices in the OR.
No compatibility issues.
No silos, everything connected. And user-friendly, meaning they're designing these systems for real people.
Busy clinicians who don't have time to learn complicated software.
Exactly. They want their systems to be intuitive, easy to use, even in high-pressure situations.
That's key. And of course, they emphasize cybersecurity.
That's non-negotiable, as we discussed. Protecting patient data is paramount.
So they're hitting on those key themes we've been talking about.
Seamless connectivity, immediate information access, ease of use, and robust data protection.
It sounds like they're really trying to address those core needs in healthcare.
And those common concerns that hospitals might have.
So what's the big takeaway here, for someone listening to all this?
I think the biggest takeaway is that OR integration is a fundamental shift.
It's not just a fancy add-on.
Not at all. It's about rethinking how the OR functions, how data flows, how the team works together.
And it's not just for those big, well-funded hospitals.
Right. It's for everyone. Scalable solutions, tailored approaches. It's about finding what works for you.
And yes, there's an investment involved, but
the potential benefits are enormous.
Enhanced efficiency, improved safety, better outcomes for patients.
It's an investment worth considering, especially as these systems become more accessible and user-friendly.
So as we wrap up here, it really makes you think, what's next?
What's next for OR integration?
Yeah, we've talked about all these benefits we're seeing now, but this feels like just the beginning.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
With all this data being connected, the possibilities are really exciting.
Like what? Give us some ideas.
Well, imagine even more sophisticated data analytics happening in real time during surgery.
Helping surgeons make even better decisions.
Exactly. Or truly personalized surgical approaches guided by all that data we have on each patient.
Tailoring the surgery to the individual.
Precisely. And then, the elephant in the room, artificial intelligence.
AI in the OR.
AI assisting surgeons, providing insights, enhancing decision-making even further.
It sounds like science fiction, but it's not that far off, is it?
It's closer than you think. And that's what's so exciting about this field. It's evolving so rapidly, the potential is truly transformative.
Well, that's a great note to end on. It's not just about what OR integration is today, it's about what it could be tomorrow.
It's about envisioning the future of surgery, a future where technology empowers healthcare professionals to deliver even better, safer, more personalized care.
Thanks for taking this depth dive with us. It's been an eye-opening conversation.
It has, and hopefully it's given you some food for thought about the incredible potential of this technology.
We'll keep following these developments closely, so stay tuned and we'll be back with more deep dives into the world of healthcare innovation.
Until next time.